account. Now, as you can see right here, this is a business line of credit, $80,000. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as smash the like button. Also, as a reminder to all viewers that this is not financial advice. This is for informational purposes only. I'm going to be sharing some data points on one of the recent approvals I was able to get. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the Truist business line of credit. So this is a revolving business line of credit where you can get interest only payments for up to 36 months and with credit limits up to $100,000. So the Truist business line of credit, again, as it says right here, up to $100,000, terms from 12 to 36 months, low variable rates. So you can apply for a specific line of credit amount, borrow up to the available credit limit, and then access the funds by transferring money to your checking account or by writing checks. Interest only accrues on an outstanding balance, and you can use the revolving line of credit and reborrow over time up to the maximum credit limit. Now, this is best if you want to cover seasonal or revolving cash flow, access working capital when and where you need it. You can also access a larger line of credit if secured by collateral. Now, some overall data points about the Truist business lines of credit and Truist business credit products. So originally, you did have to apply either over the phone or through one of the local representatives in your area if you went in branch. And so now they've implemented an online application for the business lines of credit and for some of the other business credit products, including business credit cards. So this is a brand new platform that they implemented. And since they've merged BB&T and SunTrust to form Truist, they're starting to implement a lot more automated online application processes. They do pull Equifax. So they use Equifax pretty consistently on the personal as well as on the business side. But one thing about Truist is that they're going to pull you multiple times for each application. So even if you apply the next day, they're going to pull your credit again. So just keep that in mind. Every application is going to be an additional hard inquiry. Now, in terms of the business line of credit, so they are going to require additional documentation besides just your personal credit. They also pull your business Equifax report. So that's one thing to consider. And if the limit is over $50,000, they will require at least 1 year of business tax returns. Now, it's good to also have a banking relationship with Truist prior, because if you don't have a banking relationship, then they may ask for business bank statements. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you already have that banking relationship, they're not going to need business bank statements because they already see what type of business activity you have flowing through your accounts. Now, with the business line of credit, you could request an amount up to $100,000, and this is going to be unsecured. Now, once you go over $100,000, at that point, of course, they're going to require full underwriting as well as collateral. But if you keep it under $100,000, you can get by without having to pledge collateral for the line of credit. So like I said, you can request your limit. However, your limit is going to be capped at 2 times of what your average monthly gross revenue was for the previous year. So basically, they're going to be basing the line of credit limit off of your 2021 gross revenue. So whatever your gross revenue is, they're going to divide it by 12 and then multiply it by 2. So that gives you 2 times your average monthly gross revenue from the previous year. So that's going to be the maximum. Now, you don't have to take the maximum, but that's just the maximum limit that they're going to be able to offer you, up to $100,000. Now, aside from the line of credit, again, they have real estate loans, commercial equipment and vehicle, auto vehicle loans, as well as just installment loans. Now, again, this is a brand new online application, which you can complete in about 20 minutes. Once submitted and approved, all applications are required to be closed at a Truist branch. So you're going to include basic information about the business and its operations, your personal information, including street address, phone number, and social security number, 2 years of address and employment history. You're also going to include your financial history, including income, debts, tax information, and other obligations. As I mentioned earlier, if you already have an existing relationship with Truist, then you may not have to provide all of these additional financial information. All right, so I'm logged into my Truist account now. As you can see right here, this is an $80,000 business line of credit, and the origination date, as you can see, was recent. This was a couple days ago. And right here is the maturity date, which is August 4th, 2025. So the Truist business lines of credit give you a 36-month term. Now, basically, this is going to be interest only for that 36 months. And then at the end, so on this maturity date, you basically will have to bring your balance to zero. Now you can get reassessed every year now, and they're going to be looking at your most recent business information in order to assess you. So again, this is for $80,000, interest only for a 36-month term. Now I did want to throw out that recently the interest rates have been increasing. So right now it's at a 9.19. Now I'm not sure, what it is. I think it's like prime plus 3.5, something like that. But basically, this is going to be roughly around 9% APR variable interest rate. So that can always change. So it's not a fixed interest rate, unlike with some term loans. No, the term loans, you can get a fixed APR, but with the revolving business lines of credit is going to be a variable APR. So it's going to be the prime rate plus, a couple extra percentage points. All right. So just to recap, so Truist now has an online application for their business credit products, which includes credit cards, business lines of credit, loans, commercial real estate, as well as auto, vehicle, and equipment financing. So you could submit your application online. However, in order to close on the loan, you do have to go in person to sign all of the documents, but you could at least get the process started online if you do want to submit. Now, when you go through and submit, they're not going to pull your credit immediately. A representative will reach out to you first, and then after that point, if you want to move forward, then they will pull your credit. So let's say you apply online, they may not pull your credit until several days later. So just keep that in mind. So you will have to unlock your Equifax personal credit, and they will be pulling your Equifax business credit as well. And if the amount is over $50,000, then they will request the most recent year's tax return, just 1 year of taxes, not 2 years. Now, if you want an amount over $100,000, then on top of having to submit tax return, they're going to want to see 2 years of tax returns as well as some type of collateral to pledge towards that line of credit. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share in today's video. If anyone's interested, I've dropped a link in the description of the video. And as a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is for informational purposes only.